Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I is JD, aka because I said I is.
No, that's what I was talking about.
I know. I saw your face. I was trying to get through it before you reacted.
Mhm.
I am JD, aka he who pods, glasses on today, so also aka rearview mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really, aka pod granny. Listen, I fell asleep editing, hardly minding my business, and that was when I knew that
It was over.
I'm cooked, I'm seasoned. Uh,
That's fine.
or that's when I knew I went from seasoned to cooked.
Well said.
Because what? At 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
It be like that sometimes, man.
So, yeah, anyway, I was so disappointed in myself.
I can understand why.
because what?
But sometimes you just need a nap, yo. So,
Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Anyway,
now let me tell you what I think needs a nap. The
okay.
topic of Jussie Smollett.
You mean Jussie Smollett, for those who are confused.
Jussie Smollett somehow has managed to once again be in the headlines with the same story. It's not even a new story. It's not even like we coming here to tell y'all some new super fly shit that went on with Jussie Smollett. No,
I actually
no.
think it's kind of super fly that he's been riding the wave, and this is not him riding the wave, but that he's been riding the wave over this one situation. I think he would actually prefer if he wasn't still riding that wave, but it is what it is.
What the hell are we talking about? Let's give him some context. Well, Jussie Smollett has a documentary coming out on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Well, no,
He
there's a documentary about Jussie. Is he a part of it?
I was just about to say that. No, he's not. He is
Okay.
involved, but he did not create the documentary.
Oh, he's involved?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to watch this.
Here's what Black Media has to say.
Love Blacks, by the way. Shout out to Blacks.
Black Media says Jussie Smollett's controversial 2019 saga is back in the headlines. Oh, look at that. I said the same thing. This time as the subject of a Netflix feature-length documentary. The streamer has released the trailer. Oh, they talk like you, the streamer. I was like, Jussie Smollett streams? No, they mean the streaming platform Netflix. Okay, all right.
I feel like that's
You work at
industry
Blex
logo
on
at
the
this
low.
point.
You
I
work at
work at
Blex
Blacks.
on the low.
I would love to work at Blacks. I just want to be clear about that. Blacks, call me. I would love I would love to work at Blacks. You know my favorite thing about Blacks, and then I will let you continue. My favorite thing about Blacks is that my favorite thing about Blacks, we will clip this up and post this and add them. But my favorite thing about Blacks is that they will find the Black people wherever they are in TV and film. They will find them. They are like Negro hunters because listen, let me tell you why I say that. Let me tell you why I say that. Because it don't matter what the show is. It don't matter what genre. It don't matter how many white people are in the show. They will find the shows and where the Black people are. And I love that. I think that's so great because sometimes you're like, I don't think I want to watch this show because this show is probably going to be really whitewashed or there's just not going to be anybody who looks like me. Blacks will let you know when the whitest of shows Black people. And I love that. I think that's really funny, but really cool. Funny in a ha-ha way, like not, but I think it's really cool. I'm like, they be working over there to make sure that Black people who are in TV and film are recognized and that we all know where they're gonna be at. Now we can move on.
Right, now that we've given Blex a free ad,
Oh,
to the
I thought that
topic.
was a job application, was it not?
Sure. It was both.
Okay.
It was both.
Because I too can find the Black people where they are.
Jussie Smollett's controversial 2019 saga is back in the headlines, this time as the subject of a Netflix feature-length documentary. The streamer has released the trailer for The Truth About Jussie Smollett, a 90-minute film exploring one of the most polarizing cases in recent memory. It was not polarizing. Netflix describes the doc as
Okay.
quote Netflix describes the doc as quote the shocking true story of an allegedly fake story that somehow just might be a true story.
All right.
Framing the
And that's why
case
when you
as
say
a
he was
cultural
involved. Oh, sorry.
framing the case as a cultural flashpoint in a divided America, featuring interviews with police officers, lawyers, journalists, investigators, and Smollett himself. The film invites viewers to decide who is truly telling the truth about Jussie Smollett.
I think this is a bad idea. D- I don't want it to be positioned as a whodunit. What? It, I think this is a bad idea. I think we need to put this to rest. I think legally at this point, it has gone as far as it could go. Things have been dealt with. He has dealt with the law. The law has dealt with him. Um, I feel like we need to just put this to
Excuse me.
rest. And I understand why this is so strong in our minds. If you remember, it happened in 2019. And then the following year, all of our lives got turned upside down. This was something that was really easy to fixate on when it happened and then continued to be a story even beyond that. So I understand why we all kind of had our questions or had our opinions about it, and we did. I was obsessed with this story when it first came out. Let me
Oh my gosh. Nigga took the yawn right out of me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please.
me and one of my dear friends had the group chat on fire because we could not look away. We could
Shout
not
him
look
out. Go
away.
ahead. Show him love. Who's the friend? Shout him out. Shout out to
Cam, you know it was me and you, but like we we had the group chat on fire to the point where we had to like create a separate thread because we were getting a little too intense in the group about this particular story. Cause like every day there was something different in your head. They had your head turning in every which way possible. My point here is I understand how fascinating this story was. I understand even before we were like, wait, is this not real? It was fascinating. So normally I would be like, yeah, let's get a documentary going. I just feel like we need to put this to bed at this point. It went from being, oh, we feel really bad for Jussie to, oh, shoot, Jussie might have lied to us to, huh? Did he lie? Like, and I just, at this point, I feel like I said, he dealt with the law dealt with him, and that's it. And we need to just, he's moved on with his life, or so we thought.
or so we
Did
thought.
I did not expect for there to be a documentary. Listen, I understand that sometimes a check is a check. And I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle. because I do realize that people do get earnings from these documentaries when they're done about themselves. So I understand. I don't know what the deal is there. I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm just saying if that is the case, I get it. I just, I don't know if I'm going to watch this. And you know, I love a documentary. But I don't know if I want to watch this because I just feel like, are we really still speculating whether this happened or not? It is
Well, let me.
2025. You know how much we've been through since 2019? Can we put something to bed, please?
Where's Jay Holiday when
It's
you
just
need
the
him?
same trauma all over again. Identical, even if you think about the world today. But anyway, what you said? Where's Jay Holiday? Oh, I got it. You're right. What do you think?
I think this is ridiculous. The shit
Okay.
been over. It was proven that he lied, and the people came forward and told us how much they got paid. And nobody believed that this nigga was going to get a Subway sandwich at 3 in the morning in the dead of winter in Chicago from the beginning. A Subway sandwich at 3 in the morning.
I
Stop.
mean, Subway might have been the only thing that was open,
Cut it out.
but
If you
also
want, I
just
have scissors right here, and you can cut it out with the scissors. Okay?
but also what I've always said is that Jussie is someone who has access. So he probably could afford to order something else or go somewhere else. He said that it was because the Subway was near where he lived.
He wanted to eat fresh. I don't give a fuck. Let me be
It's a nice
clear.
neighborhood over there, by the
Over.
way. You remember,
It's
I've
it's
been to the
over.
Subway.
And that's lovely for you too. Guess what? I don't care. It's over. It's 6 years later. The nigga went to get he got locked up. Then they overturned it. Listen, I don't care. I didn't care from the beginning. From the beginning, it sounded like this is fake. Okay? And if you think it's real, and if it's real, more power to Jussie. Okay? Listen, I don't care. I think this should have been over. I'm not watching this doc. I don't
Mhm.
think this doc should exist. And that's it for me. Okay? I truly wish that Jussie would move on with his life. And listen, if this is what's stopping Jussie from moving on with his life, then truly, no sarcasm. I hope that
Mhm.
this doc helps him get his life back. But I also hope that I never have to hear about this dumb shit again in my life. Because at this point, it's ridiculous. This is a story that was supposed to come and go and somehow has stayed for 6 years. It's ridiculous. With all the real shit going on in the world, we got to hear about Jussie Smollett for 6 years.
We
Are you
have
serious?
6 years. Yeah, we have. That's absolutely true.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm over it now. I'm just like I'm not even excited about a documentary, and I doesn't take much. I'll get excited about most documentaries, but this one I was just like, I don't think I want to see this.
Now, what I am excited about, and allow me to be a hypocrite for just a moment.
Not allow me to be a hypocrite. Wait, where are we going?
I
I'll
just
be
want to let
asking
you
you
know
where we're going, like
there there
like I
is
didn't choose the
also
topics with
rumors.
you.
There are also rumors. Oh, this ain't even the topic. This is just on
Oh,
documentary
oh,
and
this
things
is
that we won't let die. Just a two
okay.
second thing.
Yeah, please tell me.
They say a Charlie Sheen doc is coming.
I'm watching it.
Now that I'm gonna watch.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it because there's so much there. There's so much story there. It's
Exactly.
just, and yes, I realize how this makes us look, but
I said allow me to be, allow me to be a hypocrite for just a
you
moment.
did, which is why I'm saying I get it. I get why you said that, but yeah, no, Charlie Sheen is an interesting person, and it's not to say Jussie. I think Jussie Smollett is in fact an interesting person. I just don't. I I don't think he's fool. Fool. I can't even get the word out. I do think he's an interesting person. I just don't want to talk about the situation anymore. I don't want. I don't need a documentary on it. We all lived through it, And again, I was obsessed with it. I was very intimately close to this story when it came out. So I do not need any additional information. I have probably heard from all of the resources they're going to have in the documentary already. Okay? I'm done. But Charlie Sheen, I would like to see
We
that. I would like to know
be in there.
what they have to say.
Same. And they say he's gonna be in it.
He should be in it. Because I don't think he would care. I think he would say whatever he needed to say, wanted to say.
Agreed. I just think his story is too interesting to not watch.
Agree.
The opposite of this.
Hmm.
All right. Well, this is not a documentary, but this is also something I find interesting. And on the latest episode of Drink Champs, or one of the most recent ones,
Yeah, because probably
uh,
not the latest. You know, they go out of order.
yes, Memphis Bleek has revealed or reminded us, I don't even know what's the proper term at this point, that Jay-Z is working on more music. So here we go.
I just was with him in Vegas. He came out on the show like, yo, yeah. Okay. Yo, he just came out on the show, and my nigga, they went stupid. I said, listen, I know you working. Save me a verse. He's like, all right, I got you. All right. My G. You know what I mean? Good to see you. Man. Good to see you. How you been, man? I know you been all over the world. No Beyonce tour, Jay-Z secretly recording. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit going on with my man, Young Goop. Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is, Bleak. My G. You know what I mean?
So there you go. You got Bleek and Guru confirming that Hove is recording.
Oh, Guru said I believe. You said it. I believe it.
Oh, you wasn't going to believe Bleek?
Yes, but Bleak is one of them ones where, you know, he be saying whatever. Like, not to say the things aren't true, but let me. I'm a big fan of Memphis Bleak. I don't know why you're making that face. I would never say anything to disparage him. What I was gonna say is Bleak is like the uncle that know all the stories and all the business, and he tells it. So and I don't mean that disrespectfully, I just mean that's his personality, and that's what he does when he goes out in the streets and does interviews and whatever. So we don't even know if Bleak was supposed to tell people that Jay-Z is working on
Probably
music.
not.
That's my
Probably
point.
not.
That's my point. Like, Bleak just be talking, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with the fact that he's talking. But if Guru is saying that Jay-Z is working on music, that's something we could take to the bank. Because there's a difference between Guru saying Jay-Z is working on new music and Memphis Bleek saying, yeah, you know, Hove always got something cooking. I know that's not what he said, but I feel like when it comes from Memphis Bleek, it's more passive. When it's coming from Guru, it's like, oh yeah, he working.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that part. I think it is a little different because Bleak is figuring things out and paying attention and maybe seeing some things, but Guru's in the recording sessions.
Right.
So yeah, I think there is a different level of knowledge there. So yeah, I agree with that. But there you go. So Hove is recording. I have to be honest, I'm not happy about this.
I'm not either. But I was waiting for you to say how you felt. We have not talked about
I,
this previously, but yeah, I'm not you go first, please.
I've said it before. I think that there are a group of people, I
Mm-hmm.
won't say everyone right now to, not completely be outed in hip hop, but um I think there's a group of people who should have been stopped recording. I understand that today there are people like the Eclipse and Raekwon and Ghostface who are recording and still putting out solid bodies of work. And that's great, and I look forward to those projects. But there's another group of legends who I think are diminishing their legacy by putting out subpar bodies of work. I am not a big fan of 444, and I know every time I say that, the people in the comments and the people in the parties and the
You
people in the
don't know
group
music.
chat, they bring me out to dry, and it's fine. I don't care. I'm not the biggest fan of 444. I'm sorry. Y'all
You
thought it
don't
was a
have
classic, and that's fine. That's your opinion. My opinion is it's not a classic. My opinion is it's not that great. And I think Jay-Z should stop putting out albums. We also have a bunch of features from Jay-Z since then that are not amazing. Now, Hove did, or God did rather, excuse me. God did was spectacular, and there's no doubt about that. But
it
there's
was
some
great.
other ones that seemed like Jay-Z only did it because he was called by a person who he was like, all right, you my dog. I give you a verse. But if you listen to a lot of these features, they don't sound spectacular. And so maybe I'm going to be wrong and this would be the best Hove album ever. But I just wish that Jay would stop rapping and just keep performing and doing shows and let us see the old stuff. But I think that Jay-Z is beginning to diminish his legacy by putting out subpar bodies of work. I'm sorry. I've said it before. I'll say it again and I will stand on it until this new album comes. We were supposed to allegedly get a Jay-Z album last year. Last year, every other month, it was a Jay-Z album's coming. Different places were reporting the rumor. It was supposed to come out last October at one point. There was like a date floating around. I was happy when it didn't come out because I, despite what I'm saying, am a huge Jay-Z fan.
Me.
Most of the people who know me think that Jay-Z is my favorite rapper. That's how much of a Jay-Z fan I am. And so I just want to make it clear that you see, I even got my Jay-Z blue on right now. That's a joke.
I
But
know.
jokes aside, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. And I feel like if Hove puts out another subpar body of work, it's going to be hard to keep comparing him to some other people, especially when you start talking about discography. Now, if you talk about hit records, whatever, the conversation is going to be what it is. But we're talking about bodies of work, and it's going to be hard to keep comparing him to certain people, man. And so I just wish that Jay-Z would chill.
I wonder if this will be a good one, a gem, however you want to say it, because of the fact that he's had so much time to work on it. Also, we see where he was at with God Did, which I think if God Did is any representation of what could happen on a new Jay-Z album, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy to hear the new Jay-Z album. Um I am hesitant for the same reasons you outlined.
Mm-hmm.
My guess, I don't know anything. I don't, but my guess is that part of the dilemma with putting out a new album is that his wife is the biggest star in the world and she's been putting out albums and doing tours back to back. And I'm not just saying that as he's an artist and she's an artist, although that is a factor. But the other thing is, they are also husband and wife and have 3 children. So I could see how there might be some difficulties putting out an album in the midst of all of this. What I was going to ask you, and this is probably more of a question for the Beehive. I mean, I know that you kind of toe the line when it comes to the Beehive. You're like in it, but then you're not in it. You're like 1 foot in the hive and 1 foot outside of the hive.
I'm just a realist. I like music, but I'm not gonna suck anybody's dick and say that everything they put out is gold. So if that makes me not in the beehive, that's okay. And if the Jay-Z fans decide I'm not a Jay-Z fan, listen, whatever y'all say online doesn't affect me in real life.
Well, the reason that I'm even bringing up the Beehive is because she's on the cusp of Act 3. We know Act 3 is coming at some point. And I was going to throw out a question. Could Act 3 be another joint album? Could Act 3 have anything to do with Jay-Z? I don't know. We don't know. A lot of people think it's a rock album. I agree. I think it's a rock album, but I'm over here speculating now that we're having this conversation. My guess is that we're probably not getting new Jay-Z music until after that, if we get it.
I totally disagree.
I don't
I don't
know.
think I don't think the two billionaires are worried about babysitters. I think that they will be just fine, each putting out music and each touring. Also, her tour is
Okay.
about to end, so if his tour begins shortly after, I think it will be just fine. I don't
Okay.
think one has anything to do with the other. I don't think they're worried about childcare. The billionaires, I think, are set with childcare.
I didn't say childcare specifically, so I don't.
You said they have kids,
Yeah, they have a
and she's
family,
and she's touring. Yeah,
and
so
okay.
I don't think
I
that has
do.
anything to do with it.
I do believe that they work around each other a little bit when it comes to their music and their tours and dates and things like that. I believe they work around each other. I think we've
Of
seen
course they
that.
do, but what would that have to do with him putting out an album? Wouldn't they do that same thing you're saying? Wouldn't they
What
collaborate
would
with schedules and stuff?
what would he have worked? What would he have done in the last couple of years with her putting out albums and then going on tour right after? She just finished her tour, but she's been touring and putting out music for the last 2-3 years now,
Yeah, I don't think one has
right?
anything to do with
Because
the
Act One came out when?
other. It's not how you're saying. It wasn't as back to back as you think.
No, it wasn't back to
Remember,
back
she
because she put out an album and then she went on tour. And then she put out another album and then she went on tour again. So it's over
right, and
time.
so
The
she just
album and
finished
the
tour.
tour are not side by side, but one is happening before the other. Isn't that how it was?
Sure. I don't think it matters. I think they'll be just fine. I don't think Jay-Z is not putting out an album because Beyonce is touring and putting out albums. I think one has nothing to do with each other. And I truly hate when people do that because they're a couple, they can't do their own thing conversation. I think it's
I'm
whack.
not saying they can't do their own thing. I'm saying that people make compromises. I'm not saying they can't. They could do whatever
If
they want to
Jay-Z,
do. I'm just speculating. You're saying that we've been hearing that Jay-Z was putting out new music. Then he was putting out new music. He was putting out new music last October. Then he was doing this. So I'm asking because he's been on the tours with her. So that's why I'm saying, is it possible that that's what it is? I'm not saying he can't put out music. I would never assert that he can't. They're, like you said, billionaires. They could do whatever they want to do. They could put out albums on the same day if they wanted to put out albums on the same day. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just speculating here and wondering, is that a factor for them? Is that maybe what is happening? Why we kept hearing rumblings of Jay-Z putting out music and then he didn't? I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's possible. It may not be everything. It may not be 100% of the thing, but it could play a role in the way he makes decisions. And vice versa.
got it.
That's
Anything is
just
possible.
that's all I'm trying to say. I was just trying to speculate cuz it's true. We've heard for a couple of years now that Jay-Z was going to put out music and then he didn't. But we've seen him on tour with Beyonce. That we have seen. So maybe he decided not to. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that two people are required to do that. I think it sounds like that's what you were gathering from what I was saying. I don't think they're required to do any of that. I think people do it, whether they're required to do it or not. Um, but I don't think they have to. I'm just wondering, hey, I wonder if it had anything to do with this, or wonder if it had anything to do with that. That's it.
Got it. Are you excited that Jay-Z's recording new music? Because you said one sentence and then you didn't really touch the topic as far as that goes.
I didn't say. I said I think if it's gonna be on the level of what he did with God did, then which was not his song. I know it gets talked about like it was his song, but it wasn't. But I think if it's on that level, then yeah, I'm
Might as
excited
well
to
be.
hear new. What do you say?
I said it might as well be.
Yeah, but if it's on that level, then I would love to hear what he's getting ready to put out. We also don't know, like, is it an album? Is it a single? Is it just a bunch of Lucy's? Is he having fun? Is he actually doing this seriously? Is he like really doing this to put out music? I don't know. I don't know. Lots of questions. If I could talk to Jay-Z myself, I would ask him. Like, what's the sound? What are we going for? Is it gonna be like 444? Or are we gonna get something more classic? Something that we grew to know and love from Jay-Z. And can it even be that way anymore? Because Jay-Z is older and his life has changed so much since then. I don't know. So I'm going to listen to anything Jay-Z puts out when he puts it out. It would be dishonest to say that I am not going to listen or I'm not going to care. I will, but I'm reluctant, like I said, for the reasons that you are. Because sometimes you should just let a good thing be a good thing.
Yeah. As they say in the movie American Gangster, there's a difference between quitting when you're ahead and just quitting.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.